Well, now at 6, Columbus police have identified the man killed in yesterday's shooting at St. Anne's Hospital in Westerville as 27-year-old Miles Jackson. Westerville police say an altercation broke out as they were transferring custody of Jackson to Columbus police. That altercation caused Columbus police and St. Anne's security officers to fire their guns. Police say Jackson had warrants out against him for domestic violence and weapons charges. BCI is leading this investigation. And for the patients inside the hospital yesterday, it was a terrifying time, not knowing exactly what was happening or if they would make it out safely.
10 TV's Lacey Chris spoke with one woman who hid with her daughter and says if it weren't for the officers' actions, she doesn't know if they would have walked out of the hospital.
Out of nowhere, you hear this loud clap, and then you hear some male yell, he's got a gun, and then you hear two more loud claps, and then you hear all the rest of them.
This woman who shot this video from inside St. Anne's Hospital yesterday has asked us not to identify her out of fear for her own safety. She says she and her daughter were in the emergency room when they heard shouting, then gunfire. She says she and her daughter hid behind a medical cart to try to protect themselves. She explains they were too close to get out, but heard officers giving commands.
They tried so hard to de-escalate the situation. They tried so hard to get him to follow directives. They tried so hard to have things end differently.
She set up her camera so she could see what was happening without being seen. Then she decided to record.
I just had this feeling that if something went very bad and we didn't make it, or I didn't make it, that I wanted video of who did what, to tell that story for the officers.
She says she was relieved when she realized they were safe, but says her heart breaks for the officers and medical staff involved and the man who was killed.
The looks on their faces and the tears in their eyes and the adrenaline that you could see coursing through them, and the nurses and the doctors and the PAs, nobody in this situation wanted things to end this way.
Thankful for making it out alive to talk about what happened, the two decided to make baskets for the officers and hospital staff to let them know how much they are appreciated.
And had they not done what they did, we were right there, and we likely wouldn't. There's a chance we wouldn't be here today, and because they did what they did, and I am so sorry for his family. I still have a daughter, and I still get to watch her go to her first prom next week.
In Columbus, Lacey Crisp, 10 TV News.
That woman and her daughter were also at Polaris Mall on March 3rd when there was a shooting there. They ran after people screamed someone had a gun and started shooting. She says it's been quite emotional few weeks.
Can't even imagine.